Hello, welcome to the Money Talk. I'm Johnny,
And I am Theresa.
and today we will be interviewing Connor. He will be sharing some great information in reference to finances. So we would like to welcome you, Connor, and could you please kind of introduce yourself and give us a little background?
Absolutely. So first of all, thank you, Johnny, for letting me on, and Teresa, thank you for giving me this platform to share my experience, strength, and hope with everybody to get financially well and onto their path of prosperity. So my name is Connor Tyson. I'm the owner and founder of Progress Solutions. I'm a personal financial wellness coach. I've been doing this now full time 3.5 years. Prior to that, I was a financial advisor for 24 years. I'm a chartered financial consultant, CHFC. I have a degree in finance, and I have two lovely kids, married, live up in Westchester, New York. You can't tell by the accent. We'll get some coffee after this. And yeah, I absolutely love what I do. So that's a little bit about me. I love the outdoors. You can tell by my background. I'm an avid outdoorsman. Love hiking, fishing, golfing, all that good stuff. Anything to do with the outdoors, I'm down.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, now we're going to jump into the meat of this conversation so that we can help the audience. And we see that one of your parts of what you discuss is having clarity, habits, and accountability.
Yes.
So, can you discuss with the audience how these main characteristics can help them in their finances?
Yeah, so it all started when I was a financial advisor, right? And what it was is that most financial advisors start with the plan, and they ask you questions like when you want to retire, how much you have, how much you can save, and it spits out some answers of what you need to do, right? The what. And what I found is, all right, you need to save $615 a month, and you can retire at 64. Great. You give them the financial plan, 6 months goes by, you have a semi-annual review, and nothing's happened. And why is that, right? It's not so much about the what, it's what was missing is the why, the clarity that you need of why are you starting this journey in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
It's not, I want to get out of debt or I want a budget and know where my money's going. That's not what you really want. What you want is the feeling that those things would actually provide for you. That's what you really want. Or what would it enable you to do that you're unable to do now? Spend more time with my family, have less stress, sleep better, stop fighting with my spouse about money on every Wednesday, be able to go on family vacation, right? And what are your principles and values and align that with your money? Like I hate the word budget. It's like a curse.
And why is that?
I like money plan. Give my money a plan. Tell it where to go versus wondering where it went. You've heard that, right? So
Yes.
you have to start with the why. That's clarity, gain clarity as to why is it important to you? Who else is dependent upon this chain? Because it's really about habits and behavior. It's never about the money. There's a book called It's Not About the Money. And then once you have good clarity, which is the motivation, not just now when you start, but like 4 months from now, 6 months from now, a year and a half from now. Now your why changes.
Oh, yes.
But if you have that orientation point and you're focused on it, you will achieve it. It's kind of like, and then from there, it's gain control. Gain control is the how, the why and the how of things. So gain control is tools and resources of what do I need to do to get where I have to go. Small, actionable steps that you can implement. Like, I don't have time to take a full-time course here. I got a family, 2 kids, I'm running a business, right? Give me small, digestible things of knowledge that I can apply to my life that'll actually move the needle, make it real life. So that's what I realized was missing from a lot of people's lives. So that's why I became a financial coach, because I realized that the financial industry itself that I was in isn't good doing anything really to empower people to get the answers for themselves. Because they wanted them to be dependent upon them for the answers to sell them. I used to ask 2 questions. Why do you own it? And how does it benefit you? And I would get blank stares. And that's a huge red flag.
Right.
And people are thirsty for knowledge out there. They don't teach this stuff in schools. And people are trying to build the car driving down the highway, figure it out as they go along. And it's not working out too well for a lot of people. So I'm really passionate about giving the people the knowledge. Knowledge is power. The empowerment that you can do this yourself, and this is how you do it. Well, you have to start with the why, because I don't push rope, right? Meaning, like, if you want this, you want to climb the mountain, I'm your biggest cheerleader. Let's do this together. What's important to you? Why is it important? What is it preventing you from doing? How long have you felt like this? Who else is dependent upon the change? How would it feel to actually be able to attain these things in your life? And get really vivid with that. That's where you start. All the other things, because if you don't have those in place, great. It's another achievement, but it's at the end of the rainbow, I don't feel success. I have a lot of achievements, but I don't feel successful in because I'm not on the path of what I really originally wanted for my life. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah,
It does.
it does. Yeah, it
Yeah.
really does. And I like one of the things you said was you got to align your almost like your vision with what you're trying to do almost.
Yeah,
Um,
meaning like life is not just I chose finances, right? But then I realized through the lens of finances, our finances affect our whole lives. It affects us health-wise, relationships, socially,
yes,
mentally,
yes.
spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
So if I lose focus of all these other areas, great, I'm focusing on money all the time. What am I doing for my health? What am I doing for
Right.
my family? What am I doing for spirituality? What am I doing for, right? So I look at a holistic view of what's important. What's the number one thing that's really important? What's the second thing? Why is it important? What is it, right? What is it preventing you from, like, why is that misalignment there? What can we do? Or what have you done in the past that worked out that you liked and what didn't you like, right? So really get an understanding of how the person works. If you don't like spreadsheets, guess what? We're not going to use a spreadsheet,
Right. Okay. That makes
right?
sense.
So it's holistic of how do you communicate about money? There's no judgment. It's just
Mm-hmm.
help me understand where you're at. How, do you play whack-a-mole with your bills? Do you, right? And then I know where they're starting from, their perspective. And
Right.
now let's build upon that and get where you want to go in a faster way. And I'll be your biggest cheerleader. And there's accountability and follow through. So the three phases of refocus, gain control, and then execute the plan. When I started, I went through this journey myself when I was 24.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any accountability and follow through. It was all on me.
So were you?
I had to have the discipline, the self-discipline. That is the toughest thing. But if I had somebody like a coach cheering me on, holding me
Mhm.
accountable, pointing out things that were not aligned with my principles and values, I probably would have gotten there a lot faster than I did on my own. A lot
Right.
less frustration. So
Right.
execute the plan is accountability and follow.
Okay. So now, when you were younger, were you in a lot of debt? Is that how you came up with your three items of the clarity, habits, and accountability?
Yeah, I mean, through my own experience, right afterwards, it was really a summation of 20 some odd years of being a financial advisor. What's the missing ingredient? Most people know what to do. They really do,
Mm-hmm.
right? Spend less than I make, save, avoid
Mm-hmm.
debt, give. We know these things. But why is it that I keep hitting roadblock? It's the habits and behavior, right?
Hmm.
It's like brushing my teeth with my left hand. I'm a righty. It's awkward. I don't like doing it. I want to go back to what's comfortable, swiping the
Right.
cards. I'll figure it out. That's not in the handbook of finance, but I used to say it all the time, like, oh, okay, I'll make the money later, or I'll pay it off later. Take vacations home with me, right? All that stuff on the credit card debt. So when I was young, I came out of school and I had a student loan. I had some credit cards. I had an Audi A4 car loan. I looked down, I had like 90 something $1,000 of debt. That's terrifying.
That
Wow.
is scary.
And
Wow.
that's not untypical today. A lot of kids are coming out of school and they're right starting off, and life happens fast.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't lose all this hair overnight, right? So
Sure.
I looked up, right? Engaged, married, house, 2 kids, summer camp, oil bill, taxes, real estate. Boom, whoa. Whoa. If I didn't have a process in place, I'd probably be a statistic.
Wow. And so that's how you came up with clarity, habits, and accountability. And so, like how you say, like people they're wanting the money, but really they're wanting the results of the money. But how do you
Mhm.
recommend for people to get clarity to understand that it's really not about the money, but it's about what the money can, purchase for them or do for them?
Yeah, money's just a vehicle, right? It's just a means to an end of what it is that you want to do. So it's really an exercise that I go through with people to help them gain clarity. It's kind of a workbook where you go through the different areas of your life, the different pillars of your
Mhm.
life. Why is this important? What would I like to see happen like 3 years from now? What would success look like? If I look back at this point and going through this journey was worth it, what would that look like? I'd have peace of mind. I'd be able to go on vacation when I wanted to. I'd have money in the bank. I wouldn't have to be fearful of the next bill to show up. Or when the phone was ringing, I could answer it with confidence instead of like, this might be a collector, right? That fear would be gone. I would be intentional. I'd have
Mhm.
intentionality. I could share what I know to others around me. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's my success, right? And it's more than that. It's physically fit, it's spiritually happy, spending time with my family, quality
Mhm.
time, all those things matter, right? And that
Mm-hmm.
evolves over time. So it's an exercise and it's ongoing, right? Because your why changes. But initially, let's get a starting point of what that looks like and then refine it as you go along. Because other things more will be revealed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Layers of an onion.
So with the clarity habits, what are some of the things that you kind of talk to different people about to change their habits? Because that's a hard thing to change.
Yeah, it
Because
is.
some has habits that's been ingrained in them for years and years, and all of a sudden you ask them to change a habit. How do you go about doing that?
Well, one is bring awareness to the habit. It's a habit you don't even realize you're doing it. So when you see somebody doing something that is might be not in line or serving them well, you ask them that, like, how is that serving you? And just be quiet. Let them answer. And they kind of realize, yeah, there's probably a better way of going about doing that. And the next involvement of question is, how do I do that? And you don't do it overnight.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
slowly, it's the habit loop, right? There's a habit loop. You have to have a trigger. What is it? Maybe it's like check in with my money right after I brush my teeth in the morning or right before right? 15 minutes. Budgeting is not supposed to be this arduous month-long test. I have this thing called a 15-minute money plan. Eventually, you'll get to 15 minutes a month. You know where your money is, where it's going, why it's going there, what's going on that month, and you've told every dollar where to go, right? And it's a beautiful thing. And you have a business meeting about it. It's not a personal thing. It's just, I want to be profitable this month. How am I going to do this? And it's small little habits. So you have the trigger, the action, and then you have to have the reward. What's the reward? Why am I doing it?
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you hit a milestone, let's say it's build up a cash reserve of $5,000, whatever it is, celebrate that. Do something you haven't done for yourself in a long time. Full body massage, a day out with a friend, whatever it is, around like guilt free because you earned it. That's that, and then you reinforce that over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I love that. But I want to go back to one thing. So
Yeah,
you don't like the budget word, you like spending plan. So
money
what would
plan.
you
Yep,
recommend?
Money
The
plan.
money
Yeah, money
plan.
plan.
money
What
plan.
would you recommend to the audience to do if they don't like the word budget? Like, how could they keep account of their money? How do
Let's
you do
call it anything that they get revved about. Let's call it the family opportunity sheet.
that? Okay.
What's the opportunity? What's the let's call it the I don't know, let's call it the vacation finder.
Right.
I got to
And
find
so
money to go on this vacation. I got to
they
find,
most
right, the opportunity finder, the whatever you want to call it.
uh-huh.
It's just the exercise of how you do it. What you call it doesn't really matter. It's the habit of actually doing it. In the
Okay.
beginning, I don't sugarcoat things. It is awkward. It's not comfortable because you haven't done it for years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's right.
And you got to give yourself permission to fail. You're not going to do this correctly in the beginning.
Like that.
You're not.
Yeah.
I
And
like
that's
that.
okay. So you set the
Mm-hmm.
expectation, you're going to fail, and it's okay. But by month 3, you have way more awareness of how much you'll know your numbers, and you'll be like, oh, I spend $140 on gas, and then as it gets easier and easier because half of those numbers never change in the month. Groceries might a little
Mm-hmm.
bit, $20 either way. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
for a holiday it's a little bit more, but you already knew that because you're being intentional. You look ahead. You're proactive, not reactive. You're not like, where'd my money go? You told it where to go, and okay, yeah, I went over $15, $20. That's not life changing. But when you have no idea where $1,800 of your money went, that's life changing.
It
Yeah.
is. So do you recommend budgeting apps for them to keep up with their money?
It depends on what the person wants, right? So a budgeting app may work for the younger generation. Some people like spreadsheets. Some people like pen and paper. It's
Yeah.
the actual exercise of knowing where your money's going. Apps are less interactive if you think about it. I just slide a number from this column to that number. There's something tactile about writing the number. When I write out $1,800,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that a lot more than just like boop, 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 slide. I'm good. That's me. That's me, right? But if apps work for it and it gives you the awareness you need, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
That's pretty powerful. I mean,
I like that,
I,
but
I, I do too.
he got to touch on
Kind of, yeah,
accountability.
that's what I was gonna go on next because I'm curious. After you do all of this, how do you enforce accountability? And I guess not really enforce, but how
Not
would you?
enforce it. It's a reminder. So
Okay,
I do get pushback. And I expect that. I tell them that that's going to happen. Probably, I call it the speed bump, right? Around month 3, the shine is kind of falling off a little bit, and
Mm-hmm.
their life happens, right? The refrigerator breaks, the whatever it is.
Oh,
And instead of freaking out, they have somebody to talk them off the ledge. This is how we're going to do it. It's reflecting back to the why. Does this still stand true for you? Are these feelings still there? Is this worth it for you? Because if it is, I'm on board. If it's not, then we have to change something. And the accountability is to themselves and their future. It's not to me. You're not going to the principal's office. Doesn't affect me that much, but it's affecting you and your future, right? So I had a good question the other day from a client. Why do I need to save? I'm always saving. So why am I saving? And it's something they don't teach in schools, what money is. What is money, right? All it is really a vehicle that represents time and labor. I mow your lawn for an hour off the sweat of my brow. You give me $60 or $100, whatever. That $100 represents an hour of my time and the work I did. I'm saving that. So when later on in life, I turn that in and it's less that I have to work and less time. I'm paying myself back the time and hard work. And that's what it represents.
yes.
That's why you need to save. If you don't save, you're going to be working and you're not going to have much time to do much else.
That was a good answer that you gave them, because it even got me thinking, but that's true.
It is. It is, because a lot of times we say money is a tool, right? But if you look at it as a vehicle, and that's true. I mean,
it's a vehicle, right? It just represents time and labor. It's a unit. It's fiat currency. I understand all that, like the high end stuff, but like really, what does it represent? It's
Work.
capital. It's right. I have money. I can exchange it for goods or services.
Yep, that's right.
Someone made that. Someone did this. Someone, right, provided something for me. Okay, great. If I'm doing something for somebody, if I save some of that, a piece of that is my labor, time away from my family, time from playing golf, time from whatever. If I'm saving that and it accumulates, great, I have it later on in life. And I can cash that in to do the things I want to do when I want to do them. And that's why they call it financial independence. You can do whatever you want to do when you want to do it with whoever you want to do it with.
I like that. And we all want financial independence, but like with you being a financial coach,
Yeah.
have you noticed like what some patterns? Because with the clients that I've experienced, like a lot of them, they want to get out of debt or they want to manage their money, but like they don't have the discipline, or they don't really have like this strong desire to like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get control of my finances. Have you seen
No, of
patterns?
course, absolutely. But you can't save everybody, but you have to position it in a way so they know. For the listeners out there, you have to know what's at stake if you don't do it and get really honest with yourself. That usually changes a lot of people's tunes. Like, it's hard. What they're trying to say is I don't have the discipline. Those are excuses and drama and all that. If you really get down to it, it's I'm not willing to do what it takes to get what I need. I'm
Wow.
looking for a softer, easier way. And if there was, believe me, I'd be selling it.
Yeah, and I
So would
get
you.
probably buying,
Yeah,
and a lot of
yeah.
people be buying too. If
And
it was
people
easy.
sell it. People do
Yeah.
sell it. People sell it all day long.
Yeah.
The 6 easy ways to make $1 million. The side hustle that will save you money on your couch. You can do this.
Yeah.
No,
Yep.
I
You
don't
see
know
it.
any multimillionaires that did that.
Right.
They worked real hard, or they mastered a skill better than anyone else. Be it online marketing, sure. They studied, they put in the time, they networked, they built that empire. They just didn't do that from their smartphone sitting in the back of a car. Did not happen. They'll sell it to you like it did, because that's what you want. You want the easier, softer way. Nope. And I tell them it like this is if you do the work, you will get the results. But if you're not willing to do the work, no, sorry, that's not going to happen. And I'm not going to sell you that it is.
It kind
You
of
got to be
reminds.
honest with people.
Yes.
Yes, that's the key. What you said, honesty, because it kind of reminds me of this person that we watched named Myron Golden. That he said, all work works. You just have to work it, right? So all work if
All
you do
work
it.
for it.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because we're in a society today where they're looking for the next. It's instant gratification.
Right.
And if you look at the younger generations, like the older generations no longer with us, they worked. They knew what hard work was.
Yes.
They had 8, 10 kids.
Yes.
They worked 2 jobs. They did it all. That was hard. That was hard work. Not that we don't work hard today. Some people do, and things are a lot more expensive. They went through the Great Depression. They knew how to make $1 out of 15 cents. They A-okay. They were A-okay with not getting the Stanley Cup, the big $55, the new iPad. They did not have any problem with that. If it's broke,
Right.
don't fix it, right? And then like that was
the
the mentality, and somewhere along the line that changed.
It did.
I think we
I
started.
was guilty of it. I'm not trying to preach here. I was guilty of it. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll go into this. I'm going to kind of get a little personal with you, but so I didn't just wake up out of college, right? So why did I go to school for a degree in finance? My family, right, would fight about money. My dad had a great job, this, that, the other thing. My mom came from a family of savers. My dad went independent and went bankrupt. There was a lot of fights in the kitchen. Told you so, Joe, this, that, the other thing, right? Finger point. I knew at a young age there's something to this money thing. And I took it upon myself to learn everything I could about money, how it works, how it's made, real estate, the stock market, currency, the treasury, did it. To the point where I went to college, got a degree in finance, portfolio management, investments, everything else. Came out, looked down, 24, $96,000 in debt. And I said to myself, oh, wow, it's not about the knowledge. It's about the habits and behavior. And once I started saying no to the things I had to say no to, yes to the things I had to say yes to, I became debt free, and I've been debt free since, to the point where now I can be of service of others, my true calling.
Oh, that is
And
so powerful.
I have the autonomy to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it. And I sat down and I said, how can I be the most service to the most amount of people? I was like, don't sell anything. There's a lot of people out there struggling, frustrated, overwhelmed with personal finance. Why? They don't teach it. Build a car as you drive down the highway. It's not working out. Student loan debt, this, that, inflation, credit cards, something's missing. I could be that solution, hence the name Progress Solutions of my company. And the rest is history. I love what I do. I've saved marriages. I've helped people launch their businesses. I've helped really transform people's lives, the relationship with money through that lens. And it's awesome. I'm very fortunate. I have a real deep appreciation for gratitude today.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Well, like if we have someone listening and they're thinking, oh, I'm doing fine, I don't need help with my finances. What can you tell the listeners that they can look at themselves in the mirror and say, okay, I need to get my finances together?
Well, just ask you, I mean, it's like this. Everybody, I can do better. There's always something you can do better. And the thing is, like, I learned a while ago that there's different perspectives that people have learned that may not be true, right? And once you kind of ask the questions of why that is, you start coming up with the answers yourself. There might be a better way of doing it or approaching it, right? So it's like with investments, right? Say you have a lot of money and you're investing, and well, why is it that advisors tell you to buy and hold? Why is that? You've heard that, right? Like just ride
Oh
it,
yes, several times.
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Ride it out. Why would I do that? Why would I participate in the downside if I don't have to? Why is that? Well, the real easy reason is they don't get paid. They get paid for assets under management. They don't get paid when you're not invested. Their job is to have you fully invested the whole time, right? Which one are you more concerned about, the upside or the downside? The downside. So it's like, well, why wouldn't you just sell if why wouldn't you just sell? It's like going up a mountain. You're 80% there, and then all of a sudden someone rings a bell. Go all the way back down to the bottom, and you'll be back to the top here in about 6 years. Why would I do that? Because my advisor told me to, right? Or the other one is right, which was I learned sophomore year of college, but I've heard it over and over again, was if you start with if a portfolio investments that you have goes up 50% and then down 50%, where are you? And 9 out of 10 people will say I'm back to break even, zero. You are nowhere near that. Start with $100,000, goes up 50%, you have 150,000. Now go down 50%. What is 50% of 150,000? $75,000. And now you're $25,000 below 100.
Yep.
You don't need 25% to get back to where you were. What's 25,000 of where you are now? 75. What's 25 of 75? That's 33%. I got to go up 33% just to get where I was before. That's all because I was like buy and hold. Why would I do that? Perspective. Things that you've been told. Not true. Real money managers, guess what they do? They sell. Warren Buffett, don't take it from me. Rule number 1, do not lose large sums of money. Because of that it's called geometric return. It's whatever fancy word. It's just that's how investment returns are calculated. So when you learn perspectives and different things, it opens your eyes to like, wow, maybe I could be doing better. That's just one example. I got many, many of them. But insurance, scary thing. Everybody feels like they're getting sold. They probably are. Why? They don't understand how it works. Why would they need it? What are the rules of the game? What should I be looking at? What questions should I ask? Those that have nothing to do with money. It's all about learning.
All about the knowledge.
That's
Yeah.
it. And then why would you actually go through that? And that's small digestible things. So that took us, what, 7 minutes to talk about?
Right.
Yep.
That just changed your whole perspective on that. So there's many, many things in different areas, right? The rules of the game, how things work. Why would I do it? Why would I not do it? Is there any alternatives? Just because my advisor that I've known for 26 years, great guy, I have him over for barbecue, say so, might not be so.
Yeah, it might be so for him because he's making money.
Yeah, because I'm like, Connor, being transparent with you, I never thought about the buy and hold. In my brains, you buy and hold because the longer you hold it, the more money you're going to make.
Sure. But what happens if the market goes down 15, 20%?
You just really lost. Now it's going to take you even longer to get back where you were.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
the biggest resource that people don't have is time.
Right.
Mhm.
Yep.
We
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
have it.
yeah, because time is not really, that's limited.
Yeah,
Your
once
time
it's
is limited,
gone,
it's gone.
right, it's
That's true.
Yeah.
gone. And like before we end, I know you want to touch on one more thing.
I do. I really want to ask this question because I read it about you on your profile, so I want to kind of ask this question to kind of get your perspective on this.
Please.
So, and it was talking about industry profit, right? And can you explain how the industry profit over the people, and then what's the impact on people with that?
All right. So the big banks out there, they're publicly traded and they have to make a profit. It's profits is the bottom line. What have you done for me lately? They have a board of directors they got to answer to and things like that. And they got to sell to make a profit, right? So they don't stop and ask, is this in the person's best interest? They do, like, some forms and stuff like that, suitability. They said they sell the sizzle, right? If I hear you want security, oh, I got all the security in the world. I got this product over here for you. Let me explain how this works, right? And they don't really stop and think about the things that the people really need, where budgeting, I hate that word, eliminating debt, right? To get more cash flow, to get the things they need to do and understand the why behind things, right? So it's like the precursor of the stuff of understanding why they're doing it, how it works. There's a lot of things that financial advisors aren't compensated for that people need. They do not, it takes a lot of time and hand-holding to do those things that they really need. Since they're not compensated, profit, they're not doing it. They're not going to. So it's like the other thing about an industry thing, which if anybody's out there as a financial advisor, right? One of the most powerful things, if you were really aligned with your client's best interest, you would align your fees with their net worth, the assets minus liabilities. You wouldn't just do it as assets under management, right? So you invest $500,000 with me, and then you take out a home equity line of credit for $500,000. What have you really done?
Nothing.
Correct. But I'm happy. I don't care. I got the $500,000 under management. I'm good. Sorry to change your perspective on things. But anyway, that's what that is, right? That's the truth. There's very, very few advisors out there that do that. And those are the people that understand that actually really are looking out for the people, not the profits of what it is. It aligns the real purpose of what they want to do.
Right.
And that's what matters. And they definitely go through budgeting, hand holding, making sure that the person, I can fish for you. I want to teach you how to fish.
Right.
Right. That's the difference.
That's the
And if you have somebody like that in your life, yeah, hold on to them. Very rarely do you.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, I think one good note, and I'm sure you can answer this question. You've been doing this for a long time, but we have a lot of people like don't know when enough is enough, and they will stay on the windmill or whatever, trying to make more money, trying to make more money. Can you just talk on when enough is enough? Like eventually you need to know when enough is enough.
That's up to them, right? I don't tell people what to do. It's more, let's have a real conversation what matters to you and what are you losing by doing this, right? And it's like, what's important to you? If it is working, I know I have some clients that will work till the day they die. That's okay. But it's work by choice, not by necessity. Yeah.
That's what I like.
That's the key.
That's the key.
Yeah. And
Like
it's,
that.
it
Like
gives
that.
that vocation of theirs gives them purpose, and they're living out their principles and values, and they're helping those things, and they can communicate it unapologetically to anybody around them. Where you're kidding yourself or lying to yourself, let's just say that, if you position it that way, when you really know in the heart of hearts of being honest with yourself, I'm doing this because I don't really have any other choice. I'm putting it out there like, no, I'm going to just keep working because this is whatever. Most people, and also that choice might be taken away from you.
Right.
Retirement is like the go-go years, the slow-go years, and then the no-go years.
Right.
Right. So there might be reasons why people work or choosing to work, stay socially active, have a purpose, that I'm on board with that, sure. But if you're doing it out of fear of not knowing what you're going to do next, then you have to sit down and get some why going. Like, what's your purpose? Why is it important to you? What are you missing? What do you really want to do with your life? Dream a little bit. Get the dream book out. And then if someone can show you have the capability of doing that, I think you would probably jump on that cruise ship.
That was well said. And so now, like ending our interview, is there anything else you would like to say to the audience that could make someone have like a lifestyle change in their finances?
Well, it's like this. I've transformed a lot of people's financial lives just through a 45-minute conversation. Free, it's confidential, right? And it's give yourself the opportunity. Don't sell yourself short. You only go around the blocks once. That's it. And if this area of your life has been a struggle for too long, and you're beaten down to the point you've almost accepted it, you feel defeated, you're not alone. You're not. And there is a way of doing this that's easy, and it transforms within 3 to 6 months. Your life is completely transformed in this one area. Why would you not do that for yourself? I don't know, but that's what I offer to everybody.
Wow. Okay. Nice. So can you provide your contact information?
Absolutely, yeah. So the best way to reach me is through my website is Progress. I want to make some progress. FC, which is financial coaching, progressfc.com. My email is Connor, Connor Tyson, Tyson, at progressfc.com. And my phone number, I'm always available, is 914-368-3505.
Nice.
Okay, thank you. Do you have anything else you would like to add?
No, this was great. Thank you, Connor, for all your insightful information, because this was actually wonderful. So thank you very much.
Thank you for giving me the platform to share some hope. Like I said, experience, strength, and hope with people.
Yes, that's what we need. And you even changed my perspective on things. You were a help to us also personally. So again, we thank you so much for joining the Money Talk, and we look forward to collaborating you again in the future.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Theresa.
Thank you, Connor. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for joining the Money Talk. We hope that you enjoyed Connor. He was a wealth of information.
Yes, he was. And it was really great to get all of that really information that kind of changed some of my perspective just by the interview today. So thank you for joining the Money Talk today. We really appreciate your time. And if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. We come out with fresh content on every Thursday. So we really appreciate it.
So thanks again for watching the Money Talk, and we will see you next Thursday.